Hi there. It's Alex from Christine Jewelers. Today we're very excited because today is the official launch of the new Hangang watch from Oris. Um, the green is super nice, and we have here Marc with us. Talk about the new watch and the specs on this new beautiful piece. Marc?
Okay, so let's talk about the Hangang limited edition. Let's jump right into the specs. So anyone who's familiar with the Aquis collection, you're looking at a 43.5 millimeter watch with a 24 millimeter lug width, dark green bezel, green gradient green, screw down crown, 300 meters of water resistance. And you'll notice that on the dial on 9 o'clock, you have the small seconds and also the exposed calendar on the inner disc of the watch. It's a really clean, neat look, and it really brings that green color into the 43.5 millimeter case in this limited edition format. And also, we should mention the case back is really cool on this one. It's basically a map of the Hangang River.
So speaking of the Hangang River, do you want to tell us what's the mission behind this new watch?
So, as you know, for the last few years, we've been doing quite a few projects like this. It's part of Oris's Change for the Better campaign. It's allowing smaller groups, organizations to get a little bit of exposure and to try and build their coffers and be able to make a positive change in the world. So this time around, we've partnered with the KFEM, the Korean Federation of Environmental Movements. And this partnership will be done in different levels. So first, there are proceeds of the watch that will go directly to the foundation for funding of their activities. And on top of that, we'll also be organizing some cleanup events with the group. So expect to see those pop up around probably the fall. Cleanup efforts done in Korea around the river. Because at the end of the day, Hangang River is the second largest river in Korea. It actually leads directly into Seoul and brings fresh water to 10 million people. And it's had a lot of neglect over the years. And what's really cool about it is the color of the dial is actually the color of the water you're going to find in the creeks that are off the river and a little bit in the river. And all of this green kind of comes through the algae that was caused by the installation of dams on this river. So one of the main things that they want to do is really clean it up to get it back to a sustainable level where people are able to drink this water and continue living off of this river. And it's just another project that Oris is jumping on where it's basically, like I said, part of the campaign Change for the Better.
Right. So yeah, it is a very interesting story. Is there a reason why that Oris is actively participating in these kind of events?
I would say that's probably, there's two answers there. One is that from the top down, our CEOs, our leaders really believe in these projects, and they believe that we have a voice, we have power, and we have power to make change. And often enough, the environment, it gets neglected. Secondly, as a smaller watch company, we're left to be a little bit more creative as to how we partner up. And what's better than making an organic relationship between people who have the same ideals, the same ideas, and then have them work together for, like we said, change for the better. I really think it's kind of a bit of those two elements that really are in play here. One, Oris's willingness to partner up with causes that don't have that much exposure, and two, just the belief that just the smallest change can make a difference in the long run.
Yeah, the thing I like about Oris is that you guys don't necessarily partner up with just like big celebrities, and you put more of the marketing dollars back into the environment.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's not
yeah,
new. We actually started doing cleanup days quite a few years past when we did the launch of the World Cleanup Day watch that had the textile bracelet that was made of recycled plastic. And I think right now you're starting to see in the watch industry this willingness to use alternative materials to create your traditional watch, but more recycled plastics and more different fibers that aren't as damaging to the environment. And I think it's something that no one said to me 100%, but I would only see Oris continuing to go in this direction because it hasn't been a change that was done, a shift in the last 2 years. We're going over a decade of conservation watches for, we did Great Barrier Reef, we did the Staghorn Reef, we did the El Hierro volcanoes in the Canary Islands. We could start naming and rattling them off, but I don't think that's the point. But it's something, I think it's in the inner belief of like in the internal structure of Oris where if we can make it better, let's make it better. Let's make a change.
Yeah, for sure. Retail on this watch
3,300 Canadian.
and available starting today. So we have one in stock, but we'll be getting more in next week. So
Yeah, so if anyone's interested in pre-ordering the watch, like Alex mentioned, they do have one in store for the launch today.
we're the first one in BC to get it, correct?
Correct. You are the first one in BC to get it. And anyone who wants to get in line for this watch, just give Alex a call at Christine Jewelers. They'll happily give me a call and we'll have one reserved for you guys and sent out as soon as possible. We're expecting probably deliveries of these to be kind of staggered over the next few months. So there might be a little bit of a wait period depending on the time chosen to basically put your name on the watch. But there's going to be 2,000 units, so I wouldn't be too concerned. As long as people are quick in line, they'll be able to get the watch. But if they wait 2 years, forget it.
Okay, so thank you for your time again.
Excellent. Talk to you soon.
Thanks.